Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's episode of Astro and Tarot predictions for the month of June 2024. I'm Julie from Maison Jupiter, and I'm here with my lovely sister, Sophie. How are you, Sophie?
Hi, I'm really good. It's really fun to step into the warm, into the light, into the good season of the year. So I'm really excited to see what is in store for us.
Yeah, and here in the Northern Hemisphere, we're going to have the summer solstice. For Australia and the Southern Hemisphere, it's going to be the winter solstice. But nonetheless, during the month of June, it's a very important event. I feel like we're going to feel a lot of the energies changing, hopefully for better. Looking forward to look into tarot and astrology for the month of June. So, of course, we'll begin with the collective predictions for all of you, for the world in general. And then we'll be diving into the 12 zodiac signs individually. So you can check your sun sign, your moon sign, your rising sign. The sun and the rising are going to be the most powerful predictions, in my opinion, but then you can also check your moon sign. So we'll check for more of the personal predictions for the month of June in the second part of the show. And we'll put some timestamps below, of course, for easier navigation if you're watching this on replay. So first of all, let's talk about the month of June in general, and then I'll ask you, Sophie, to pull some cards right after we talk about the important dates. So month of June will begin with Gemini season. As we're recording this, we're already into Gemini season. So usually it's a very fast-paced type of energy. It's ruled by Mercury. So communication, social events, seeing your friends. Gemini and Mercury rules friends, siblings, colleagues, communications, all sorts of projects. So it's a very fast-paced, busy type of energy. We're usually very busy with lots of ideas, lots of projects in mind, lots of things to do. So that can be very positive if we're looking for a more, let's say, forward type of energy, because I know we've been dealing with like a lot of slower energies, especially when we were going through Pisces season. So this one is a bit faster. And then after the solstice on the 20th, we'll be diving into Cancer season, which is going to be more about receiving, enjoying, spending time with family, focusing on home and family, on our personal life, on our inner life. And right off the bat, I want to say a very happy birthday, happy solar return to all of the Gemini and Cancers who have their birthdays in the month of June. So sending you lots of love and lots of prosperity in all the areas of your life. So let's look at the important dates. I'll just share with you. I think like June is a bit of let's say a dual type of energy month. I feel like there's the beginning of June is beautiful. There's a lot of really beautiful energies because the sun will be traveling with Venus for the first 2 weeks of June. So Venus is a benefactor in astrology, so it can bring lots of gifts, happy relationships, happy surprises. So this is more like a sweet energy, soft energy, want to enjoy life and what it has to offer with all the pleasures available in the earthly realm. But then we get to this one, June 8 to 12. And I wrote 8 to 12, but just keep in mind that it can be a little further past the 12. We'll have a bunch of squares to the planets Saturn and Pluto. So I wrote here this little emoji here, warning signs. So this is like, let's say, a period to keep in mind that it might get a bit rocky. But nonetheless, the beginning of June is really beautiful. So I wrote some stars if you're looking for special dates to plan, let's say, special stuff, launches, events. These are really beautiful dates. So June 2nd, we'll have Jupiter trine Pluto. So this is a beautiful, lucky event. And of course, you can look in your birth chart where this is all going to fall, where Gemini falls. Jupiter is at the beginning of the sign of Gemini, so you can look up what house it is highlighting. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, look at the previous video, the predictions of May. We talk about Jupiter transiting into the 12 zodiac signs, so you have a better idea. And also we did another video on the channel. I believe it was a Divine Feminine Rebirth show. And we went through all the 12 zodiac signs for the prediction of Jupiter entering Gemini. And also at the same time, we'll have Mercury sextile Neptune. So very, very lucky. I wrote a star here. And then June 4th, we'll have a Venus Kizimi. So the sun will conjunct with Venus. Exactly. So this is beautiful for all type of Venusian themes. So beauty, love, relationship, money. And at the same time, we'll have Mercury conjunct Jupiter. So very, very lucky as well. On the 6th, we'll have a new moon in Gemini, and we're going to talk about this one in just a few moments. And then we already talked about this one. And then June 14th, throughout like this rocky, let's say, drive that we have through the middle of June, we have a beautiful event. So Mercury Kazemi, the sun will conjunct with Mercury. It's very lucky for communication, finding information, important information. There could be important developments in whatever, wherever Mercury is in your chart at this point. And then on the 20th, we'll step into Cancer season, plus it's the solstice. So very powerful event. Connecting with nature is super powerful around this time. And on the 21st, so very close to the solstice, we'll have a full moon in the sign of Capricorn at 1 degree. We'll talk about this one too in just a few moments. This one is a bit of a mixed bag of energy. It's a bit tougher than the first one, so I'm not going to lie. There's a square to Neptune, so I feel like it's going to be highly emotional, and it's a full moon as well. And then on the 29th, we'll have Saturn begin its retrograde. So the beginning of the month seems like a lot lighter, and the ending of the month seems to be a bit more rocky. So let's look into the tarot, Sophie, if you will, and let us know, let's say, the collective energies for the month of June. What do the cards have to say?
Okay. We have grace within the chaos. Amazing for what you just said, Julie.
Yay.
And the keywords with this, we have accepting life's complexities, the seduction of distraction. Interesting. It's kind of a devil card energy. Do you feel the same, Julie?
When you said distraction, I felt really like Gemini. I felt like it's the traditional card energy for Gemini, which is all about like being super distracted with everything that's going on. So that can be like a good thing because things are moving forward, but at the same time, our energy could be dispersed a little bit too much.
Absolutely. Extremely good point. Thank you so much for that. Grace within the chaos. I think it's we are going to be pulled in many directions, like you just said, with distraction, with the Gemini energy. We are going to be called to many different things. And remember the mission of a Gemini. The mission of a Gemini, it is to learn about everything, but to master none of it. And this is extremely hard because we are taught that this is really not something good. We are being told, and this is really brainwashed for everybody, 99%, I would say, of the population in a case, that we have to be in the productivity. We have to know by the very young age of maybe 16 in some cases, maybe sooner in some cases, what we want to do for all the rest of our life and continue on that path and just follow that path. And Gemini is the opposite. Gemini wants to learn about everything, try everything. So in that season, I think it's really, we need to relax and accept the chaos of trying things and letting them go, and trying new things and letting them go, and just starting, maybe stopping, pausing on some things and restarting them when it's the right feelings. So we need to adjust, and we need to give, the word grace is actually on the card. We need to give us some grace about this, because we have to understand that we are not going to feel good in this. It's against what we are being told. So we need to be conscious about, yes, it's okay that I give myself permission to start some things and not finish them if this is how I'm feeling at the moment.
You know what is super interesting what you're saying, and I'm thinking at the same time, and you're totally on point with saying like Gemini is kind of a jack of all trades, master of none, as the expression goes. But at the same time, I feel like it's going to be a special Gemini season because we have Jupiter, which is the ruler of the opposing sign of Sagittarius. So as you said, society has pushed us to specialize in some field. So when people ask you, what are you doing? You cannot be like, oh, I'm doing 10 things at a time. Like you can, of course, but we all know that it's not so well perceived by society in general. So when you're really specialized in something, that's super well perceived. So that's more of the Jupiter. So I feel like, as you're saying, we'll have the opportunity to maybe try a bunch of things, but maybe also we'll have a choice to specialize into one of those things, which is Jupiter. But that's not necessarily during the month of June, because of course Jupiter will be in Gemini for 1 year. So we'll have a lot of time to figure out, after doing a lot of testing, what do we want to do? Where do we want to continue? What do we want to focus on our energy on? But as you're saying, I feel like June might be one of those testing the waters type of energy, with that the beginning of the transit of Jupiter in Gemini, if that makes sense.
It makes total sense. And you know, Gemini, when they love something, they commit to it. So it's never just always the case where it's not able to focus on anything. Gemini commit when they really like something. So it's also going to be distracting for some relationships also during the summer. Well, summer here in Northern Hemisphere. If you are committed to a job, a lesson, anything, you're going to see what you're really being called to do and commit to. So it's interesting, this part of the Gemini too.
I love that. Okay, so we'll dive into now the new moon on June 6th and then the full moon. But before we do so, I just want to encourage you to like, share, subscribe if you do enjoy this type of content. We do really appreciate your support. Oh, I'm trying to make that smaller, but it's definitely not working. Okay, here we go. Yes, and of course, as you know, giving us a like really helps with the algorithms here on YouTube. And of course, if you aren't subscribed already to the channel, please join us, join this beautiful community. We are putting a lot of live shows almost every day during the week with a bunch of really interesting topics. So we have this one, and then tomorrow on Wednesday, don't miss this one. We'll have the Divine Feminine Rebirth show with myself, Sophie, and the beautiful Elena. And we're going to be talking about travel and relocation, because that's like a huge theme of this Gemini season with, of course, Jupiter moving into Gemini. So a lot of people are thinking about either traveling, relocating, and I'm sure you saw that also in your consultation, Sophie.
Yeah, absolutely. In my life too. So yes, absolutely.
Awesome. So yeah, I'm a bit behind. I'll have to watch your weekly that you did yesterday. So if you haven't watched this one, it's available right here, weekly energy forecast. And Sol did an amazing show on Uluru and the Pleiadian connection. So if you need to catch up like I do, it is all available on the channel over here. And on this one, so we'll be talking a bit about astrocartography, so how to look at the best places for you to travel or move to. We're going to be bringing lots of different ideas and techniques into the show, and we'll have a very special announcement, a very special launch for all of you. So stay tuned. It's going to be very cool. And I didn't put yet on the board, but I need to do a little bit of programming today. So we'll have the pick a card on Thursday. Do you remember what was the theme, Sophie, for the pick a card?
You put me on the spot with this.
Okay, think about it. I'll talk about something else in the meantime. So it might be a surprise pick a card for Thursday. But I remember it was very interesting. I have to program it. And then on Friday, I did not put it on the board yet, but it's going to be up very soon. We'll have a very, very special show on Friday. We'll have and I have a fly that wants to be part of this announcement. A very special announcement and surprise for the community. So we invite you to join us. It's going to be at 6 p.m. this Friday, May 31st, on the very last day of the month of May. Sophie's going to be here. I'm going to be there. Sol is going to be there. And Elena is going to be there as well. So we want to join you, all of the beautiful community, to share a special announcement with you. So yes, and this is on YouTube, and of course we are simulcasting all of our shows also on our new Rumble channel over here. So if you aren't subscribed, please do so, and if you do enjoy this content, please also give us a like over there. We do appreciate your support, of course. So that being said, let's now shift gears and talk about the June 6th new moon in the sign of Gemini at 16 degrees. So you can check right away where it falls in your own birth chart, what house it activates. And we'll be talking about the 12 zodiac signs later on. So stay tuned for that part. But nonetheless, this new moon is very, very positive because it's going to be conjuncting exactly by degree the planet Venus. And we'll have also Mercury and Jupiter also in the same sign of Gemini. So a lot of energy in the sign of Gemini. A new moon is opening up a new chapter, a new portal of energy, new opportunities. And plus Venus is a very lucky planet in astrology. So very lucky time for new beginnings, new start, new opportunities. It will start a very important period of about 2 weeks for relationships, partnerships, contracts, collaborations, communications. It's a very auspicious period. So really take advantage of the beginning of June. I feel like it's going to be really beautiful with a lot of opportunities and really cool and let's say lighter type of energy also. Gemini is an air sign, so it's fast-paced, but also very light, bubbly, and positive. We'll feel like we want to connect with other people, gather with friends. It's so very social and lots of activity to be expected in relationships and friendships, friend groups, social groups, very social time. So if you have anything social to plan, it's a really good new moon to do so. So very busy new moon with lots of interaction, communication. Also, it's a really good time to start a business project, a marketing project, any kind of business professional project. It's a really good window of opportunity to do so. There's only one, let's say, tougher aspect, and it's a square to Saturn. So, but because it's also conjunct Venus, it really tempers this, let's say, heavier energy of Saturn, but nonetheless, it's present. So square to Saturn means there's probably going to be challenges, obstacles to test whatever we're starting on this new moon. So it's not going to be all roses and I don't know what's the expression, butterfly roses, rainbows, unicorns. There's going to be very likely some obstacles, challenges, tests. Or it's not going to be as free-flowing as it should be, or as, like, let's say there could be delays also with Saturns or challenges. So, but what do Saturn that's making a square and Venus that's conjuncting this new moon have in common? It's that they're really they represent very well the sign of Libra. So Libra is all about contractual relationship contracts in general. So that could be very positive for that aspect. Just be careful, read carefully the fine lines, just be really mindful about whatever agreement or contract you want to start around this new moon. But if it's done in a very let's say conscious way, I feel like it could be very positive nonetheless. Sophie, can we pull cards around this new moon? Let me know what you think.
Yes, and I will be embodying, I think, that this energy of the new moon. Next week, I will be in a road trip to go study something. So about communication, I'm going for a mediumship course. I think that's embodying the
Gemini full on. So Gemini, yes, it's about road trips. It's about moving. It's about experiencing something new. So and learning also, as you said. So it's a really, really good way to channel this energy.
And the communication. Yeah, absolutely. Let's see the new moon for everybody watching live or on replay. It's the card of another chance to be, and it's blue. So let's see what the card says. It says reclamation, second chances, a rebirth, emotional healing. So I'm seeing with this tons of energy around the throat chakra. And I think this is an opportunity to set an intention on something you want to understand about either yourself or situation or with somebody in your life. That is currently alive or not, that is not an importance. You maybe want to set the intention of having this clarity around a certain topic, or just having the strength to find the right words, or talking about a limiting belief. So plant the seed. Maybe I don't know what you think about this, Julie, but I heard that the day before, I think it's a new moon or the full moon, it's the perfect day to set the intention. Have you heard about this?
No, I haven't. The only thing I have heard in the past is that it's good to set intention on the new moon, but to wait a little bit to see it physically in the sky, visually in the sky, before taking action. That's all I heard about that.
Yeah, apparently it's called the dark side of the moon. Yeah. Anyway, look it up. And if you know about this, let me know in the comments, please, because this is something that I heard recently and I wanted to learn more about this. So look it up. But what we know with this card basically is that the intention around this new moon is to be fully present and to understand things way more. So new beginnings, absolutely, but it's around the topic of clarity.
Okay, so clarity, understanding. So maybe making sense of all of our mental processes, I guess, also. That makes sense?
Absolutely.
All right, so that's it for the June 6th new moon, and then we'll step into the full moon towards the end of June. And then, of course, we'll talk about what it means for each of the 12 zodiac signs. So let's talk about this full moon that's going to be on June 21st in the sign of Capricorn at 1 degree, so the very beginning of the sign of Capricorn. And so because it's a full moon, the sun is oppositing the moon. So the sun will be in Cancer because we just entered Cancer season the day before on the 20th, the solstice. So the next day we have this full moon. So the full moon is always more emotional because it's a tension point. It's an opposition between the sun and the moon. And it's always an opposite. I'm having trouble with this word today. Oppositing signs. So of course it's adding a lot of tension to whatever axis we're talking about. In here, we're talking about Cancer, Capricorn, which is the mother, the divine father, Capricorn, also the divine feminine, the divine masculine. Also our personal life, which is Cancer, our professional life, which is Capricorn. So it's adding some tension to this axis. And plus, what is adding a lot more attention to this already tense aspect is Neptune right here, making what we call a T-square to the sun and the moon. So it's at a 90-degree angle between the sun and the moon. So it's kind of pulling on both the sun and the moon at the same time and making kind of an apex, a direction of this tension point. And Neptune is highly emotional, first of all. It's connected to other dimension. It's not earthly bound. So it creates, when it's badly aspected, like in this case, lots of fog, confusion. Sometimes it can also expose some issues, add some more tension, some more emotionality, volatility. And because it's also, let's say, squaring Capricorn, which is all about practicality and the reality, making also some form of reality check. We'll check later on where it's falling in your chart. We'll have more, let's say, added component to this. But let's just keep in mind that Neptune is kind of the focal point of this full moon. And because it's in Capricorn, there will be some form of completion around the theme of what Capricorn rules. So career, work, and also it can be some form of relationship to the father or an authority figure in your life. Also, the spotlight will be more on our public life, Capricorn, career, work, our reputation, more than the personal life, which is Cancer. And because it's happening so close to the summer solstice, it's also happening on what we call the world axis. It's a key time also for public events to take place. Capricorn represents the government, any kind of big institution that is responsible for I'm forgetting the word in English. Not the peasants, but the everyday people. I have the word in Spanish in my head, so you guys know what I mean. So the world axis will be very tense around this full moon, so we can expect things to happen, maybe some decisions, governments to launch any kind of announcement or decision around that time. And because we'll have Neptune highlighted around that time, there could be some issues surrounding the themes of women, parenting, motherhood, addiction, which is Neptunian, illusions, finances as well, floods, because there's going to be lots of water involved. Water, the theme of water, resources, immigration, and people that might be in need. Those are likely issues that might come up around this full moon. And the full moon will oppose Venus and Mercury, so that's why some of those themes are Venusian in nature. Those also could be coming up around this full moon. And very likely there's going to be some form of decisions in each and everybody's life around this full moon, because when we have a planet making a T-square, oftentimes it's kind of asking us to step into one path as opposed to the other. So it's kind of crossroad type of scenario. And could be decisions to be made around relationships or finances. And lastly, the something that's going to saving this full moon is Saturn, the ruler of Capricorn, making a good aspect to Uranus. So it's kind of, and Saturn and Uranus in nature are kind of not the same at all. Very, let's say, different in nature. And so we might have to decide what needs to stay and what needs to change in our life. So it's not going to be like all Saturnian and all Uranian. We'll have to keep some foundations in our life, keep the stuff that is working, and really try to discern what needs to change. And then this is where Uranus is highlighted at this point. So balancing act of preserving stability while also opening space for newness. So, and because it's a full moon, it's not like not everything is one side or not everything is the other. We have to find this kind of balance between both. Sophie, what can the cards tell us about this full moon in Capricorn on June 21st?
Now we'll take 2 cards of tarot that goes with this as well. Okay, 10 and 10. So it's really a full moon. 10 of Pentacles and 10 of Swords. And we have the card, the Dream of Co-Creation. It is a blue card as well. And the keyword that goes with this is manifestation, divine partnership, frequency alignment. I think it's going to be divided. A lot of the divisions, because we have choose your frequency basically out of this card with the manifestation that you want to, that you have worked on previously and that you're currently working on for your future. And this is going to divide a lot of people. This is going to divide because we have to choose if we are going to do the work and aim for the long-term goal, or if we're going to just fall victim to the event that is happening. Mm-hmm. But if we are choosing the right vibration, the card of the 10 of Pentacles is stability, it is abundance, it is support. This is the card for me of the family, where you feel like you have found your tribe, what you have in your values is very much there in your life. So if you choose that kind of energy where you do the work and you are supported with working on your vibration, this is a full moon where you're going to see, well, I'm really seeing the difference between me doing the work and somebody who is not doing the work. Those who are not doing the work, who will fall victim to the event, they are going to feel more down. they're going to feel defeated. And sometimes this is the rock bottom card. Sometimes this is where you need to go to have the motivation of doing the work. So I feel that this is a full moon that is going to maybe give a little push for everybody to step into the doing the work. And I don't see that as very negative. I'm seeing this as maybe some of us need more of like electricity, a little bit of shocking you, so you have to do the work. But if you do it, I'm not seeing this as a bad full moon. I'm seeing this as realization of all the things that you have completed.
That makes so much sense because, as you probably know, Neptune is also the planet of victimhood in, let's say, the lower frequencies. So Neptune is going to be so highlighted around this full moon, and on, let's say, the higher frequency signification of Neptune, it's also connecting to source, finding some kind of, let's say, practice where we can connect with source, with the divine. So it's meditation, it's visualization, it's arts, it's any kind of practice of make you kind of escape the 3D and connect with something that's more beautiful, greater, more divine. But in the lower sense is also feeling like a victim to whatever circumstance is happening in your life. So that makes a lot of sense what you're saying when you're talking about doing the work. I assume you're talking about like on the spiritual side of things, like let's say doing some inner work, let's say meditating, taking time to disconnect. Is that what you were?
This too, but in the 3D life too. So if you're saying, well, the economy is not good, okay, it's not something that we can lie about. This, it's not good right now for most people. We are in countries where it's not the best right now financially, but sometimes if you're not in a good place but you're blaming the economy, it's very touchy topic, so apply how it fits. Okay, not blaming anyone, but what I'm saying is that if you know you're doing the work and you're doing everything you can, good. If you're saying, well, I've been unhappy at my job for 10 years, or I have been unhappy on my life for 10 years, but I don't want to change anything, I want to research other options because external things are so bad, then you fall victim to the event. I'm on a very touchy topic, I know, but there is apply in any area of your life, in love life too. If you're not happy in your love life, it's the same. If you're not looking at what you can do to change where you're not happy, it's the same in everything.
Basically aligning your life with your heart and, let's say, your core direction, your core self. So that makes a lot of sense. Yes. So yes, it's also it will help you to have a spiritual practice and to connect with source, with making art, meditating, whatever you do, being in nature, let's say helping others who are in need. So that's all very Neptunian activities that you can do, but also doing it on the 3D. So aligning your life to that divine being that you are. So that makes a lot of sense. Thank you, Sophie, for that. And how can, let's say, having a personal reading with you might help, let's say, in that topic of aligning your life, would you say?
I think it's interesting when you do a reading at a certain point in your life where either you are about to change something or you're blocked. And with a lot of big change happening in the world, sometimes we really need to know before making a move, if I'm going in this path or this path, what is going to happen? Because I'm not just looking at what is coming in your life, because I believe that the future is not always the best way to go, but instead, because we have time to switch around and just to change direction, if this is not the right place, I prefer to look at your option and to see, okay, so if you choose this or this, how are you going to be the happier and what is going to bring in your life? So sometimes to know in advance, okay, I'm not going to pursue this because I'm just going to lose time, energy, and money. That's not good. When I say I'm going to do this, this can be good for the 1 hour tarot. And for the 1 hour past life reading, this is about how can I bring back my gift when you choose positive past life? Or why do I have this thing that I have been trying to remove, a limiting belief, a phobia, a fear of anything, or a partnership that I have been struggling with for a long time, or any type of things. and going back to source, understanding it and releasing it.
Yes. So you explained it really well. I think those two appointments, those two offerings that you're offering on maisonjupiter.com are both not only like directed towards like the woo, it's very much applicable on your day-to-day life and helping you make the better choices for yourself, your family, and yeah, everything that matters to you basically. So I love how you explained it. If you resonate with that, if you feel like you're in a transition phase and you would like to get some more, let's say, help with the other side, Sophie channels it in a really good way. She's a really powerful oracle. So you have 10% off, of course, if you use the discount code Jupiter, and that's on maisonjupiter.com. And also we got our other lovely oracle, Solreta, and you can use the same code Jupiter in one word to get 10% off your next reading. And Solreta offers also the oracle part of her work. So if you have more, let's say, specific questions about how to align your life, let's say life mission wise, what are you here to do? And that's when it's going to be more of the mystical oracle reading you're going to be looking for. Or if you also are looking to get more, let's say, deeper into your starseed origins, into more of the woo side of things, you want to know more about kind of what are you bringing from past lifetime, parallel lifetimes, from other star system, you can look at this one, the starseed oracle reading. So don't forget Jupiter. Go ahead.
Sorry. I thought we were done. Sorry. I was about to say that I had a reading with her and she's absolutely fantastic. She read my past life because yes, I can do it, but I cannot do it for me. So I need her for this. And she did wonderfully. I was amazed at what she did. She did a drawing also about my aura, and she talked to me about past life. And it's like she talks in light language. The whole appointment, I have to re-listen to it to get everything, because there's layers on her messages, and it served me even 5 months later. So I love her readings.
Yeah, I do agree with you. I had one also. I re-listened to the recording. There is so much information packed into this 1 hour. And you're totally right. Like this, like I keep thinking about this appointment for months and months, and I unload like information a little bit at a time. And I'm like, wow, that's why she said that. And I'm having like aha moments every week with that appointment that I got like a few months ago. So, and yes, I forgot to say both of them comes with your aura drawing. So Sol is channeling your aura, the colors, and you can also compare your, let's say, your aura. If you took, let's say, an appointment a year ago from this one, so you'll see like the evolution of your energy, your aura, and super interesting. So if you're interested in that, please do book with Solreta. It's available on the website maisonjupiter.com as well. All right, so now we're ready to step into the 12 zodiac signs. I'll put my little icon over here. It's going to be easier for me when I'm going to do the timestamps later on. So let's talk about Aries, sun, moon, or rising. And let me just share with you my chart before we do that. Yes. All right. So this is the chart we have for the new moon that's going to be on June 6th in the sign of Gemini. And for you, Aries, it's going to activate your third house. So you're going to have a probably very, very busy new moon, because third house is all about moving, road trips, driving, seeing people, different ideas, different projects. And so is the sign of Gemini as well, with all these planets present in your third house. So there's likely to have a new development regarding communications, collaboration, partnerships, because we're having Venus exactly conjunct this new moon. And Venus is all about relationship, partnerships. So very likely there will be someone involved, like in collaboration with a project. A lot of Aries will need to take action and carefully evaluate the situation in a very realistic manner, because we have this square to Saturn in your 12th house. For a lot of Aries, there could be a new important purchase. For some, it could be a car, a vehicle, because the third house is also usually related to means of transportation. But it could be anything. Just make sure you read the fine print, because there's the square to Saturn. So make sure it's also going to be long term. Also, there could be a new business project or a new project involving collaborations. But very generally speaking, it's going to be a very social time for everybody, but especially for Aries, for friendships, collaboration, parties, social events. So a really good time to forge also good relationships and new relationships that might enter your life as well. And then we're going to move into our full moon in Capricorn. That's going to be in your 10th house. So right here, the moon is going to be here on the 21st. So it's going to be a time of closure, a time of completion in your career, in your work, in your public life. You might experience some challenges, illusions, fog, reality check of some kind, because we have this square to Neptune that's right here, very close to your sign at 29 degrees of Pisces. So very close to this ascending point for Aries. So you're going to feel very strongly this Neptunian influence. So that's why I'm saying just be wary of potential illusions, fog. So you're not going to see the picture, the whole picture of whatever's is happening in your life at that point. There's going to be sort of a veil. So just be mindful of that. You might need, although there is a veil, you might need to take a decision that's going to potentially affect your reputation, 10th house. There's a lot of karma being involved because it's happening all in your 12th house with that Neptune in Pisces. So very karmic elements are happening for Aries that might come into play for that full moon. And you might need also to pay some karmic debt. So just be wary of like what comes into your life. Do you feel like it's in alignment with whatever you have to do? If it's a big decision, maybe ask someone who reads the cards, book an appointment with Sophie if you need some more guidance. But there's likely going to be something important happening for your life because it's in angular houses for Aries. Sophie, can we look into the cards for the month of June for Aries?
Yes, let's look. We have expansion. So you were talking about this decision, even though there's a fog. I'm seeing this with the card of Jupiter, and this is the expansion card. Let's just see two more cards. I'm going to use my tarot deck. Wow. Okay. Yes. Ace of Cup. So this fog comes from that water energy right there of the Ace of Cup. We have the Queen of Wands. So the key words on those cards is revitalize. I don't know how you pronounce that. Lucky. Thank you. Filling position, go-getter, independent, and way sure. What is that way sure?
Showing the way.
Oh, okay. That's simple. I was trying to overthink this word. Okay. So this is the energy for you guys for Aries for this month. So what this means is you're going to feel a bit more emotional. That Neptune, that water energy, that Ace of Cup is showing up as you're going to be a bit emotional about your work or about something that is it's work oriented, career oriented, like you said. Or the other side of the Aries that I'm feeling with this Queen of Wands could be anything that is crossing your boundaries or physical, because it's wands, it's fiery. So you could have, for example, water retention. You could have a problem with fire in your body, inflammation, things like that, where you're not sure where it comes from. You have this, you have to choose a way to treat this, but you're really not sure where it comes from. It could be crossing boundaries. It could be where you get this angry feeling, but it's very, very emotional. So through this fog, I think the key word for you, Aries, is really to try to bring your mind to a calmer level alone and just try to acknowledge first that you are emotional and this is okay, but try to push the emotion just to see what it's trying to say to you and why is it there, and then push it aside and see if it's possible that you are making this decision a bit rashly, because we need to, maybe like Julie said, we need to make a decision for some of you that is going to be important, but we need to see if you would make this decision, the same decision, when the emotion is going away. So really trying to calm this down, find your peace, inner peace. So tapping if you like tapping, meditation if you like this. Because it's Aries, I would suggest something more physical. So that's why I'm suggesting tapping. If you don't know tapping, there's a YouTube video on this. Tai Chi, anything that brings physical side of it, yoga, walking, just get outside alone, connect within yourself. The card of expansion is interesting because you have a possibility of an opportunity of expansion coming up. So this thing that has that needs a decision could be something extremely positive and bring you to the next step in your career, in your life, in your health. But we need to make sure you're not expanding the emotion instead.
That's really good advice. I really love your advice about tapping, about like how to, let's say, master calm emotions to be able to make a more, let's say, rational decision. So really good advice. Thank you, Sophie. Let's now move to Taurus. So for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, what do the month of June hold for you? So first of all, let's look into the new moon in Gemini on June 6th. That's activating your second house. So lots of energy, as you can see, into your second house of finance, of resources for you Tauruses. So and a new moon is opening up a new portal and new endeavors. So for a lot of you, it's going to be an important purchase being made, or it can also be a new investment. But it's something that's very valuable to you. And it doesn't have to be your money that's buying something. It could be like investing your time into something, investing your love into something, really deciding to focus on one thing and where you, let's say, you invest all your resources into. It's very lucky for your finances. So there could be some new, let's say, lucky opportunity entering your realm of finances for you Tauruses. There could also be a new collaboration, a new project bringing you a potential new revenue stream, because we have Venus conjunct this new moon. So Venus can talk about a partner collaboration, but also money. And you can also be learning about something new. That's Venusian in nature. So investing your time into learning something new. So Venus can be about beauty, art, money, partnership, relationship. So something along those lines might be in the ether for you. And then on June 21st, we'll have a full moon in Capricorn, and that's going to activate your ninth house. So right here. So the ninth house is kind of a really a more positive type of energy. It's a more protected type of realm for you Tauruses. So you'll be, let's say, along the signs that are, let's say, feeling this full moon in the higher frequency possible. So you might feel the end of something connected to traveling, to foreigners, to international affairs, legal affairs, teaching, or education in general. So that there could be something coming to a close, coming to, let's say, a completion along those lines. There could also be a decision to make surrounding networks, social media, friends, because we have this square to Neptune. So there could be a very emotional time around this full moon, and you could be making some decisions about like what type of, let's say, entourage do you want to have moving forward? Who are the people that are, I could say, on the same wavelength, spiritually, psychologically, emotionally? Also, there's possible fog and confusion because Neptune is involved, so just be mindful of that. But nonetheless, I think it's going to be more positive for Tauruses than for any of the other signs because the full moon is in your ninth house, so more psychological type of energy, not necessarily something very, let's say, physical happening in your life. So that's what I have for Taurus. Sophie, what can the cards tell us for Tauruses for the month of June?
We have freedom. This is a very powerful card for you guys. I don't know why I didn't see that on the other card. It's the first time I see this deck, but it says, I have a dream. And it's talking about the speech of, I think, Martin Luther King. It says 1963. So let's see with the other cards what it means for you. But you were talking about maybe more mental, more emotional than physical. And it's interesting that we have this card about a man overlooking this kind of a very dreamy place, and we're talking about I have a dream. I don't know why, but this makes me think about the cover. Maybe it's not even related, but it makes me believe that this is the same cover than the movie where the man goes back into to get his wife that died, and she's in a bad place. No?
No.
No.
I'm trying to find what movie, but
Robin Williams. When
okay.
No? Okay, it's okay.
No, but I'm sure a lot of people are going to resonate. I'm just not thinking about it.
Something with the dreams, and it's very much like this. So if you know, thank you. I'm not alone in this. Let's look for you guys.
The theme of freedom does make a lot of sense because the ninth house is the house of Sagittarius, of Jupiter. So there might be something ending for Tauruses for the full moon that kind of opens up more freedom for you. And maybe you put your freedom as the center of your priorities in your life.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So this is the first card. The second card is the Seven of Pentacles, and we have the Four of Pentacles. And I was feeling that this is not a sentence that was done, so I took other cards to follow this. We have the Eight of Wands, and we have the Star. So the first thing is that we have two Pentacles, and this is very tangible. But those two are it's like you have something that is stagnant energy for a while now, something that is blocked. And with the card of freedom, we finally see something moving. We finally have this movement of energy in your life. So whatever it was stagnant that you were like, it has to change. Something has to just change in my life. Well, you do have this change, and the fact that we have the Star there, it's not just any change. This is exactly what you have been manifesting. This is exactly what you have wishing for, and you get a lot of help to do it by the other side. So with this month, I really think that Tauruses, you're going to be able to achieve way more because you're losing a lot of dead weight from things that were in your mind, in your life, in a treaty. Maybe you finally have this house that you have been dreaming of, and finally can be in that new space and create that flow of energy. Or maybe it is a car that allows you to have not a stagnant energy, but a movement, or anything else that is just, maybe it's not even that. Maybe for some of you, it's just buying art supply. And so you have this flow of energy just moving somewhere finally. Could be words also. If you are thinking about writing something, this could be a month where you stop over thinking about everything you want to do and you're starting to write about this.
Wow, I love that. So the energy starts to flow again, Tauruses. Looking forward to that month. Let us know in the comments what you think if you are a Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, if you do resonate with that. Next, we're going to move to Gemini. So for Gemini, Sun, Moon, or Rising. So first of all, a very happy solar return to all the Geminis born in the month of June. So let's start by looking at your chart. So Gemini, this new moon, oh my God, June 6th, it's going to be so lucky for all of you Geminis, also if you're a Gemini rising as well, because it's going to highlight your first house. So the house of you, your personal desires. So a very beautiful new moon, because Venus is blessing your sign, it being exactly conjunct this new moon. So the sun, moon, Venus are all together in a very tight bunch, bringing you luck and enjoyment of life. So what more can we ask? So really great time to celebrate with the people you love, together with your friends, with all your loved ones. Venus is a relationship planet as well. So it's important that you surround yourself with love, with the people that you appreciate. A really powerful time also for manifestations, for manifesting your personal desires. So I would definitely make a manifesting ritual if I were you, Geminis. It's going to be a very potent date. So mark June 6th in your calendar. Any kind of manifestation ritual, we're gonna be doing also a new moon meditation with Elena, so stay tuned for that one. It's gonna be super potent, especially for Geminis. It's gonna be a very powerful time also to bring more beauty into your life, Venus. Also to manifest anything regarding relationship, money, Venus bringing more beauty, enjoyment, fulfillment. And also starting something that is very close to your heart. So new moon is opening up a new portal of energy, a new chapter. So think about what you would like to start into your life, and try to time it at least with the intention with that new moon. And then on June 21st, we'll have a full moon in Capricorn, and that's going to be activating your 8th house of personal transformation. So this one is more of a, let's say, more challenging energy, especially because it falls in your 8th house. So there is a possible crisis kind of energy happening. It could also be happening in your partner's life, because the 8th house is also connected with your partner if you do have one. Or it could mark the end of a difficult challenge, because it's a full moon. So it's ending something. So it could be the end of a very tough phase for you. So if you have been going through a really tough transformation, that could be the end of bad luck. So let's hope for that. But this full moon is making a T-square to Neptune. So it's a difficult aspect to Neptune in your 10th house. So very often this T-square brings kind of a choice point in your life. So you're going to have to make a decision, likely around career, because it's happening in your 10th house, or public life, or reputation. So something very public, very visible for others to see. Just beware of fog illusions, because Neptune do bring some kind of veil of illusion or fog into your life, so you don't see really the situation clearly. But on the other side, it's a really good time to channel inspiration, channel ideas, to connect with the divine, meditate, get new ideas. And especially because you'll have lots of energy in your 8th house, which is all about your inner life, which is all about your inner transformation. And Neptune, which is urging you to look inwards instead of like going outwards and not really seeing what's happening because of that fog, Neptunian fog. So it's also a really good time to give inspiration to others, give inspiration to the public. So in whatever you're doing, try to be that beacon of light, try to channel Neptune in the highest frequency possible way, Geminis, because we do know that you have lots of contacts, being very social. Sophie, what do you have for Geminis for the month of June?
Let's see. Transformation.
There we go.
Of course, we have this. Okay, and what are the rest of your cards? Let's see, because transformation will go in a lot of different direction for a lot of you, but what is the main core energy that goes with this? First of all, we have this full moon on this card. It's really interesting because you said that they are connected, if I understood correctly, to the 8th house and a house of transformation on the full moon.
Yes.
So they seem to be doing some kind of dance, some kind of ritual on the full moon. So maybe if you want to set an intention on the full moon, releasing something that could be really powerful.
Mm-hmm.
let's see. We have the Fool. We have, oh, I love this for you. Okay. The Fool card is there. We have 10 of Wands reverse. I'm just going to show it to you so you sense the energy of that card. But it is reverse, and we have 8 of Cups. I'm feeling like you're going to say no to a lot of drama, and you're going to say no to a lot of, like you said, Julie, the best thing would be for you to have an end of a very difficult situation. I'm feeling that this is the case. When we have the Fool, this is normally, well, you sit in a very small, this is a typical card of the Fool. The Fool is technically someone that is taking a leap of faith without a lot of baggage and just ready for a new journey without, this is a keyword, a lot of baggage. So we're not looking to bring all of our things back into the next chapter of our life. We are just saying, well, I take what is positive, what I really want to keep with me, and I step into that new chapter. This is a transformation that you're going to feel like you honor yourself way more. And for some of you, it can come through a new kind of exercise. Because we have this, I feel that for a lot of you, you may say, I need to have some kind of activity where I connect with people. I do something. So it could be dancing. It could be any type of exercise. It could be any type of movement of some kind where you really want to get into a community and get things moving. And this is going to physically make you lose some weight if this is what you aim for this month. Or if this is not the case, just removing a ton of weight out of your shoulder through movement of your energy of any kind, and through also connecting with others. And finally, the last card is the 8 of Cups. The 8 of Cups story is that we leave behind 8 cups in a search of fulfillment with the 9th cup. And this is for me, I accept to leave behind something because I know I will be more fulfilled. And this is necessarily going out of your comfort zone because we leave behind what we know in search for something else that brings happiness. So this is a very powerful transformation. Don't be afraid to step out of your comfort zone and connect with others and try new things.
Wow, I love that for Geminis. Thank you so much, Sophie. And when you talked about exercise, I was thinking also about Neptune around this full moon. So I was thinking about something spiritual at the same time. So yoga might be calling for a lot of you to, let's say, move all the energies and release a lot of past baggage, as you said. So I love that message for Geminis. Now let's move to our next sign, Cancer. So another birthday sign, a very happy solar return to all of the Cancer suns born in the month of June. So wishing you a beautiful, beautiful solar return, a beautiful, happy birthday. But first, let's start with the new moon in Gemini just before your birthday season. So June 6th, we'll have a new moon in Gemini, and that's going to fall in your 12th house. So it's normal that there's a lot of highlight on the 12th house for the month prior to our birthday season, because kind of the universe is asking you to rest, to recharge, to look inwards, to have this kind of, I forget how it's called, but to look into what you've done so far and to journal maybe a little bit and reflect on what's been going on in order to have a brand new start, a brand new chapter, and to move forward more positively when your birthday season starts and this whole chapter starts. So before the solstice, it's going to be highlighting your 12th house of endings, of resting, of the need to recharge, to connect inwardly, spiritually speaking. So this new moon in Gemini, although it's a new start, it's kind of also closing something in the same in the same kind of energy. So for a lot of people, it could also be channeled as meeting someone, because Venus is conjunct this new moon. So meeting someone, and you think it's a new person coming into your life, but actually it's someone from past lives that you've come to, let's say, close out karmic loops with. So that's one possibility here. For other Cancers, I would highly, highly suggest to take some time off, let's say, go to a spa, go in nature. It could also take care, let's say, go to a beauty salon, have a retreat in nature, go somewhere. So it's the house where you want to be, let's say, more isolated, because you want to spend time connecting with your higher self, with nature, with the divine. So try to relax. It's a time for rejuvenation before your birthday season. And yes, there's some newness involved here, but it's involving either past lives or the theme of rejuvenation with Venus. So taking care of your beauty and your beauty, having connection that make you feel rejuvenated. Also, the arts are really highlighted for you, Cancer. So creating some art, being surrounded by beauty with arts. If you want to go to a museum, for example, if you want to create something with your own hands with Venus in the 12th house, highly suggested to channel the best energies of this new moon. And then when we step into your season, so the next day on June 21st, we'll have a full moon in Capricorn, and that's going to highlight your 7th house. So when the sun is in your 1st house, we have the full moon in your 7th. It's highlighting your relationship axis. So very important full moon for Cancers, since it's happening right after the solstice, when the sun is at the 1st degree of your sign. So it highlights a culmination of energy in your partnership or relationship sector. So involving a potential important decision regarding a partner or career, because it's making this T-square to Neptune in your almost in your 10th house. So a very important full moon. There will be a lot of Cancer being faced with crossroad decision, choice point, needing to know where to go, needing to make an important decision. Don't be afraid to go outside your comfort zone, to step outside your comfort zone, because it's involving also your angular houses. So meaning that after that, there's going to be probably a brand new start, a brand new chapter opening up for you, Cancers. So a phase is likely to be ending within your relationship sector, but it doesn't mean that a relationship might be ending. It could be, let's say you're letting the past baggage behind and then you're moving forward with more positivity. Forgiveness is also probably very involved in this, because we have Neptune, which is the planet of forgiveness, unconditional love. So bring love to a situation. And let's look what the cards have to say for you, Cancers, for the month of June.
I have no clue what this means. Vast vista? I don't know. We will look at this. So this is, by the way, if you're learning tarot, the good way to deal with any type of oracle card, even if it's just a tarot that you don't know how to read, you need to look at the colors, what you feel when you're looking at this. And just, even if the word doesn't match, we don't care about this. So this is one of the things that you can do with any type of card like this. And I'm going to also take 2 tarot cards, and we're going to see what is the type of energy we have with this. But already we can sense that this is highly sacred, and we have the communion with nature, and we have messages maybe from our connection with animals. So let's look with the 2 other cards.
I don't know about English, but in Spanish, vista is view, like your vast view. So
interesting. That fits, because he's looking at a vast view. So thank you for that. Let's see what we have. Oh, so interesting, Julie. Thank you for saying this. It's just setting up everything now.
Oh.
So we have the Nine of Wands, which is a wall in this one. We have the Lover card. You were talking about love life and what is ending. I'm feeling like a lot of Cancer could be a little bit too guarded to enter in a relationship. Maybe you're already in a relationship, but you're guarded about a certain topic. And it's really that sense of opening up to be vulnerable and just reconnecting with maybe the big picture reconnecting with also what is important and valuable and sacred for you. We have, for some of you, you want to go back to maybe what is your animal totem, and just go back to what is the root of your energy and what is your need in this, and reconnect with who you are, find your individuality before you can go in this partnership, new or old or current or whatever it is your case for you, and really try to see, where do I have this wall? Where do I have this blockage of energy? Where do I feel guided and maybe a bit defensive? And reconnect with the heart on this. Your heart is not involved. When we are talking about the relationship, this is what I'm seeing. But if for others, or if you have two situations going on at the same time, it's one is, yes, you have a conflict currently, or you want to meet someone and you're not yet because you're feeling a bit stressed about this, a bit guarded. This is what I'm seeing for you. But we can also see it in any other area of your life. Where in your life do you feel like you're not being vulnerable? Where in your life do you feel like you are not satisfied, but making the actual steps, there's something blocking you? Maybe it's the fear, maybe it's any other type of thing. So it's asking you to reconnect with what is sacred for you and seeing the big picture about this, and go with the heart, connect with the heart, and make a choice from the heart.
Wow, that's really good advice. I love how you managed to take all the signification of the cards. I love that. Thank you. It felt like very channeled for our Cancers. Thank you, Sophie. So now let's move to our next line, Leos. So for Leos, let's first start talking about the June 6th new moon in Gemini. That's going to be activating your 11th house. 11th house is a very positive house for Leos. So it is already a very lucky new moon, and even more for Leos. So June 6th, definitely highlight this date in your calendar. Very lucky time for Leos to connect with people, with friends, acquaintances, social networks, social circles in general. So anything social that, let's say, has to do with some form of networking is going to be very, very lucky for Leos. So there's likely to be a new lucky opportunity coming for you from someone you know, from someone of your network. So Venus is conjuncting this new moon, so exactly conjuncting by degree the sun and the moon. So Venus is a social planet that can also be a financial planet, so bringing more money opportunities. And the 11th house is very social as well. So there's likely to be an opportunity to expand even more, either your popularity, Leos, your finances, your, let's say, professional opportunities. So there's something very lucky that is likely to happen for Leos. And you can also capitalize on something thanks to your popularity, Leos, because of that Venus. There could also be a financial opportunity and getting some help because of that Venus right here. So I really love this new moon for Leos. So definitely mark this one on your calendar. And then we'll talk about the full moon on June 21st in Capricorn. That's activating your 6th house of work and health. So for a lot of Leos, I feel like it could be an ending. So ending a job, or it can also be completion of a work project, not necessarily ending a job, but there could be inside a job, ending some form of projects, completing something. It could also be the end of a routine, of a specific routine. So I feel like for a lot of Leos, the way you are experimenting your day-to-day life might be changing around this new full moon. I'm sorry. And on the good side of things, if you are experiencing a health issue, it can be the end of a health issue, or it could be something coming up regarding your health, but it's kind of the universe nudging you to look underneath the physical symptoms, because it's likely to be something like psychosomatic in nature, because we're going to have the sun in your 12th house, which is a very psychological house. So there could be something underneath that the universe wants you to look at, wants you to resolve, maybe karmic, maybe past lives related, maybe subconscious. So there's something, if something comes up physically, just try to remember to look under the physical symptoms. Also, some Leos could be facing a crisis, a financial decision, because it's making a T-square to that Neptune in your 8th house, which is a financial house. It's the house of crises. There could be a really good opportunity for you to change things in your career, in your public life, because of that Uranus that's going to be highlighted around this full moon. So I'm seeing lots of change, probably work-related for Leos. Sophie, can you look into the cards and tell us what you have for the month of June for Leos?
Yes, let's look. It feels like the Leo energy 100% with the card of the sun, vitality.
Definitely.
Let's look at maybe with you guys, I will use the cat deck because you likes cat. Let's see for the month of June what is showing up for everybody listening that is a Leo and a Leo rising and Leo moon. We have 2 major arcanas. Let's look. Oh, no, sorry. I spoke too soon. We have 1 major arcana. We have the 9 of Cups and the Chariot. I'm loving this energy. This is extremely positive. I don't know, do we have any movement in terms of changing homes for them in the month of June?
Not necessarily, but we do have the North Node in the 9th house. So lots of travel to be expected, but that's for the whole year. So not just for the month of June, but we do have Mars there, Chiron. So yeah, there's a lot of energy in the 9th house.
Okay. You could be starting to talk about a project about traveling, yes, and maybe also about moving. So there could be a talk in June about moving. This is not just about moving to a home, but like Julie said, it could be also we need to change the scenery. We need to take a road trip or go visit another country. Whatever your wishes are, because we have the wish fulfillment for you and the vitality. So we also see a lot of progress in your health. We see a lot of progress. This is all through the month. So if we have something coming in the beginning of the month, just so you know, we do have the concerns that you're going to have during the month in terms of health. I see that they can bring to, if there's any, they can bring a lot more of answers on even things that you had from before. So I'm seeing this as extremely positive overall for your health, for your love life, for your vitality in general, for just what you dream of. So what I'm seeing here is that you not only recharge your battery during the month of June, but you excel at just having this joy and bringing a lot more fun. So my warning with this is don't try to jump back just a month in the year of full joy, but try to see what you can do in your routine to implement those things for the full year. Because what you really want to do is see what makes me happy and try to not wait, this sentence of don't wait for the weekend, don't wait for the summer, don't wait for the after the work, just retirement. That was the word, retirement. Don't wait for those moments, but really try to bring a little bit of it every day and have a lot of fun. Overall, I'm seeing you, the Chariot in this deck is a tank. So overall, I'm seeing you just moving through any type of obstacles that was there. You are just removing them out of the way, and you are a strength to be reckoned with.
Wow, I love that, especially for my Leo rising. Thank you, Sophie. I feel very optimistic for the month of June. Let us know in the comments if you do feel the same way, if you are a Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, if that resonates with the energies you're feeling. And now let's talk about our favorite sign. Yay, Virgo. Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising. Joking, of course, because we love each and every one of you, of course. But as we are two Virgo suns, we love the predictions for Virgo as well. So for Virgos, let's look first into the first new moon in Gemini. That's going to be activating your 10th house. So very important new moon for Virgos on June 6th. Mark this one in your calendar. Very important date. And of course, it's not just the date. It's going to influence a few days before, a few days after. So it's activating your 10th house of career, public recognition, life mission, public life in general. A very lucky opening, a new portal of energy for Virgos, bringing a breath of fresh air in your career and your public life sector. So really take advantage of this amazing opportunities that might present itself. I feel this one as like a revival of energies for Virgo, new inspiration in your work, in your collaborations. There could also be a new collaboration with that Venus conjuncting the new moon, a new project, a new work project that could, let's say, end up being very successful and financially abundant, because we do have Venus. Venus represents relationships, so there could be a collaboration, but also it's a financial planet. So whatever you start around this new moon has definitely the potential to be very successful financially speaking. So really good new moon to manifest something, to time it with something that you hold close to your heart. How do you want to be seen by others? So really think about that. Try to time it with something that is valuable to you. And then on June 21st, there's a full moon in Capricorn in your 5th house, Virgos. So the 5th house is also a good one to be having this more difficult, more challenging full moon, because the 5th house is very joyful. It's very creative. So I like this full moon for Virgos. I think it's not going to be as bad as it could be for other signs. There could be the end of a romantic phase for some. Not saying that it's necessarily the end of a relationship, but the end of a romantic phase. Because we're going to have a T-square to Neptune in your 7th house. So for a lot of Virgos, they're going to be at a crossroad, having to decide whether or not they want to move things to the next level with the actual partner, if you are in the dating phase of your life, because the 5th house represents dating, 7th house is commitment. So there could be a decision to be made around this. And if it's not involving relationship for Virgos, there could be also more of a, let's say, creative project being involved. So there could be the completion of a creative project, 5th house, of a business related project, because the 5th house is any kind of, let's say, energy you bring into the world you birth. It's the house of children, but it's also the house of anything you create. Also, there could be the end of some vacation. For a lot of Virgos, it's kind of, okay, let's get back on the grind. Let's get back on, let's say, a more regular work schedule. So there's something in the 5th house about enjoyment, fun, creative projects that is ending. And there's a decision point with that Neptune in the 7th house about partnership, collaboration, commitment, taking things to the next level. Sophie, what do you have for us Virgos for the month of June?
Ooh, okay, there's 2. Protection, I love to see this one. Oh, there's a lot. Okay, let me just... Well, I will take them because they resonate with me. So protection is the first one. We have truth and transformation. So whatever happens during this month, just know that there is going to be an interference, I think, with the Neptune energy. You were talking about this fog. There is going to be a change in how we see things. And this is going to be because we are protected. So let's look at what the tarot cards has to say to us. Interesting. You just said that the 5th house is whatever you birth, and we have this card of the Empress and the card of the World. I'm seeing the Virgos for the month of June really very, very creative, but they have a lot of pressure on their shoulder. And this is where the universe steps in and tell them, this is not where you should spend energy and time, and this is not where you should go about. So we have 3 full moons. If you look on those cards, we have a full moon on this one, and we have right there another full moon. And we do have the cycle completion, the part of the world that represents a full moon on its own. So we have 3 full moons, which is my symbol. When I ask about the confirmation, I'm asking the cards to show me 3 times. So this is a very powerful month overall to start something. I know it's full moon, but go with this. To start something that it's a bit risky. Why? It's because I really see that we have this immense protection that is going to show us anyway if this is not meant for us. So this is a protection that we really, really want. And yes, full moon is completion, but it's also the point where we have the most light. So this is the more clarity in a sense, but it's a sense of clarity not from the sun where it's 3D, but intuition. So through this fog, we're going to receive maybe dreams, messages, vision, intuition through many different forms of what is our truth and where we need to go.
Okay, I'm excited now. Let us know if you are a Virgo sun, moon, or rising, if you do resonate with that in the comments. We love to see what you guys are thinking about all that. Thank you, Sophie. I feel very good about the month of June now. I'm having lots of ideas, so that might be the good month to bring them forward to you guys. All right, so now let's talk about our next sign, Libra's sun, moon, or rising. So first, let's talk about the new moon in Gemini on June 6th, which is going to be activating your 9th house of discoveries, higher learning, luck, travels, and and knowledge in general. So a very, very lucky new moon for Libras, because we have Venus conjuncting this new moon, but also because it's happening in your 9th house of luck. So there could be a new lucky connection being made. Venus is a relationship planet, so there could be someone entering your life, bringing you some lucky opportunity, or serving as a guide, a mentor, a teacher. Also, you could be meeting a foreigner, someone who has a different cultural background than yours. And it's a very lucky new moon, as I said, bringing potential lucky opportunities to travel, to connect with other people, and also to make money abroad. The 9th house is anything that is related to the international, to foreigners, to opening up your horizons. And because we have Venus, it's either an opportunity to connect with someone with that kind of background, but also to make money. So any kind of financial endeavor connected to international, to spirituality even, which is also the 9th house, is going to be very highlighted. You could also have luck in legal affairs, in any kind of money transaction being made regarding a legal matter. So that's for the new moon. And then let's talk about the full moon in Capricorn in your 4th house on June 21st. So for Libras, it's going to be an important one because it's highlighting your 4th house and your 10th house. So the sun is going to be in your 10th, the moon in your 4th. So highlighting your spinal cord, if you wish, in your birth chart. So for Libras, it's kind of the end of a phase in your personal life, in your family life. So something is changing there. Something is going to be closing out. There's going to be a culmination of energy. It's the end of a particular living situation from some Libras. There could also be an important decision being made around the place of living or a relationship, because we have this T-square to Neptune being very close to entering your 7th house. And for some Libras, it's the end of a specific day-to-day routine, the 6th house. So there's likely something very important that's changing in your personal life, a situation, a dynamic with maybe family members, with, let's say, the people really, really close to you, or it could be a different location for, let's say, moving, looking at other properties. So that could be an example for some Libras. And yeah, let's look at the cards, Sophie, for Libras for the month of June.
We have the card of trust, but this is with the card of the ship. So this is movement. And it says Polynesian voyager on the Pacific Ocean. This is very interesting. Let's talk about the month of June, please. Let's see with the tarot cards. The Chariot again.
Movement.
And Ace of Cup, 10 of Wands. Okay. There is going to be, for some of you, not all of you, because this is more of a collective, we have a lot of energy around you guys this month that talks about maybe fertility, maybe, yes, moving to a new place that needs some work. Maybe that's going to be your baby. Maybe that's going to be your project that you're going to invest a lot of time in, because with the card of the 10 of Wands, I'm seeing this as a renovation. I'm seeing this as a project that is a longer project than just a move. Maybe it's more complex because, like you said, there is a split involved, or maybe we are relocating to farther away and we have tons of things to think about. This is a move that involves trusting what is on the other side, and really trying to just navigate this chaos. This is basically the energy for Libra. I don't really worry for you guys. Why? Because we have, when I split the deck, it's really clear we're okay. It's really, really beautiful, the cards that I'm having. We have the King of Pentacles, stability, abundance. We have the good luck on your side. If I just continue like this, I have the 10 of Pentacles, abundance, stability, 9 of Pentacles. Yes, you can really do it by yourself. Yes, you can absolutely be abundant. The Emperor, yes, you got this. It's not stopping. All the beautiful cards. So it is about trusting the process. It's not going to be easy at all time. It is not going to be, whatever is the case. If you're saying, well, I am not moving, I'm not splitting, I'm not doing this, see where there is a lot of movement. See where you're feeling a bit, I have all of those bad choice of words like rocking your boat. See where you, yeah, I know it's really bad. That's my mind in the Gemini season. It's really, really bad.
It's okay.
You have to absolutely see where there's movement and where you have this change that you have problem with. And you need to trust in that process, that what is starting, this new chapter is going to be really better. I'm stopping with the bad words. I'm stopping with this. So I'm done with you guys, but it's a good month.
Well, I love that. Thank you, Sophie. I'm still thinking about this fabulous expression. Thank you so much. Now, and let us know in the chat, in the comments, if you resonate with that, if you are Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising. We want to know. Now, let's talk about Scorpios. So for Scorpios, Sun, Moon, or Rising. First, let's talk about the June 6th new moon in Gemini. That's going to be activating your 8th house of Scorpio. So you're going to be feeling very familiar with that energy. 8th house is all about scorpionic things, transformation, also the esoteric arts. So there's a new star there in your 8th house, opening up a portal of energy with Venus, so a very lucky one. So first of all, for Scorpios, I want to say the first thing that came to my mind when I was channeling the energy is an opportunity to receive money. So you're going to be very happy to hear that, I'm sure. And because Venus is there, Venus could represent either money, but also receiving money from a partner, also from a collaboration with someone. There's something coming your way. So the 8th house is all about receiving and all about putting yourself in a position to receive, opening up to receive abundance. If you know you have a blockage there, we have put up a meditation and activation with Elena on maisonjupiter.com. So check it out if you do feel guided to do so. But there's likely something coming your way, Scorpio. Also, other 8th house themes that could come to you around this new moon are the esoteric arts. So if you are looking to dive into learning tarot, learning astrology, learning a healing modality, anything that is also relating to therapy, psychology, sexuality, anything taboo, which is very scorpionic in nature, it's a really good time to start learning about one of those things, to reading about that around this new moon. Although this is very positive, it makes a square to Saturn in your 5th house. So try to be realistic about your expectations about where you're going to be doing, learning, receiving around this new moon. And some other Scorpios can also be exploring a new type of intimacy with someone. Just want to mention that here. Talking about rocking the boat, Sophie.
Yeah.
The last one. Because we do have Venus, which is a relationship planet of love, a relationship in the 8th house, which is connected to intimacy. So a stronger bond with someone. So you might be, let's say, for example, if you're dating someone, you might be going into the next stage of really merging with that person's energy throughout intimacy. Or if you have a current partner, maybe you want to, let's say, try something out. So this is a new moon Gemini. Gemini is all about exploration, experimenting. So that could also be an avenue for some Scorpios. And we know that Scorpios are usually very sexual in nature.
They rock the boat.
Yes, they do rock the boat a lot. I love that. So now on June 21st, we'll have a full moon in Capricorn that's going to be activating your 3rd house. So for Scorpios around this full moon, it could be the end of a project. The 3rd house is connected with business, with communication, marketing, writing, speaking, learning. So there could be the end of an endeavor regarding those themes for you, Scorpio. Also, it could be a combination of communicational energy regarding your work, regarding an authority figure, your father. So there's something along those lines, or your relationship to the government. Maybe there is an energy there that wants to show up for you, Scorpio. Also, something might come up to light regarding love, romance, a business project, or you might need to take an important decision regarding those themes, because we have a T-square to Neptune in your 5th house. So 5th house is all about either romance, creative projects. It could also be about your business. So when we have a T-square, oftentimes it puts us at a crossroad. We have to make a decision. It's a choice point in astrology. So there could be something that needs your attention, need your decisions around, let's say, a future move, because the 3rd house is also about making plans for the future. And because we have Capricorn there, Capricorn is long-term plans. So you might be faced with a direction of where you want your future to go. Let's look at the cards, Sophie, for Scorpios for the month of June.
Magic. Wow. Very Scorpio.
Love that.
And it's also the card, and underneath the deck, I don't know why I checked, but we have Miracle. So I'm going to take this because I didn't check any other card for any other sign. So you're the magical one.
I love that.
It's also the picture of the Ace of Cups. So talking about rocking the boat, maybe you're going to have some magic happening. So if we're talking about rekindling, maybe you're going to go with something that is more in connection with the divine. Maybe we're talking about more tantric. Maybe we're talking about something more significant, not just body, but also soul, and really a deep connection with your souls, and you're merging the energies. So something that is more spiritual.
Sacred sexuality.
Yeah, sacred. Thank you. Yeah, absolutely. Sacred. Absolutely. For some of you, the Ace of I cannot speak. This is really bad. Ace of Cup. It's also my card for the uterus. So this is also talking about babies, or talking about project, or fur babies, or real babies. But since we are talking about rocking the boat, maybe real babies.
I love that.
Let's look. Through this energy, you can manifest also miracles. So this reconnection, rekindling, or a new connection could be creating a lot of positive vibration in your energy field that can help you to create and heal. So not only do we have this green energy of the heart, the opening of the heart with the card of miracle, but also some healing can be happening because of that vibration in your life. So it's not just a short time deal, but it can be short time, but the intent is not short time. So the intent going in with this type of connection, it could be a connection that is in love, that we really want to have something long term. But whatever happens at the end, we will have this connection that is absolutely magical with this month of June. So I just want to take a few cards. We have the Lover, Major Arcana. We have the Hierophant, Major Arcana. And it could have been a Major Arcana, 10 of Pentacles, because this is a major energy. All of those cards are absolutely fantastic. If there is anything bad that is happening, I would say this is the same rule as when you have an eclipse. It's meant to be removing something that is no longer for you, because those are magical, beautiful, positive cards for longevity, protection, and helping you to make choices. So if there is anything that you don't want to end, it's really protecting you, and something better is coming.
Wow, I love that. And when you were talking, I got kind of a download also. The 8th house, we talked about like the intimacy part of the 8th house. But also, it's part of your mission as a Scorpio is also to trust, to learn how to trust yourself, but to trust the other, because we know that Scorpios are usually very, what's the word? Méfiant. Wary. I think it's wary. Wary, not trusting others. Anyways, suspicious. Yeah, thank you. So I think throughout like this kind of healing experience that will come up for you, and it's going to be different for all of the Scorpios, I feel like it's going to be teaching you how to trust the divine, but also how to trust yourself and the other person you're with if you are in a divine partnership. So, wow, beautiful message. Thank you, Sophie. Let's now comment. Please do comment in the chat and in the comments if you do resonate with that and whatever you're experiencing. Scorpios, we want to know. So,
or you want to claim it also. This is really powerful. You know, if you don't want to do the whole shebang of manifesting, maybe when you are listening to things like this right now or anytime else, just say, I claim it.
I love that. I claim it. Love it. And let us know what you want to manifest. I claim it. I love it. Let's now talk about our next sign, which is Sagittarius, for Sagittarius sun, moon, or rising. So first, let's talk about this very important new moon in your opposing sign of Gemini. So on June 6th, we'll have this new moon falling in your 7th house. A very important one, since it's going to highlight your relationship sector. So for single Sagittarius, first of all, there's a potential of a new meeting for you, single Sag. So because we have Venus being exactly conjunct this new moon. So new moon is a portal of new energy, of new opportunities opening up. And Venus is all about love, and it's all about money also, and pleasures. But since it's happening in your 7th house, there's a connection, a definite connection between Venus and the 7th house. So there's a big potential of meeting a new potential long-term partner, because 7th house is not only, let's say, a romance, but also someone you can see a long-term connection with. And for those in a relationship already, there's likely a new phase opening up with your partner. a loving phase of enjoying the pleasures of life, maybe taking a vacation together, maybe also purchasing something together, because as I said, Venus is also a planet of money. So there is a potential of making an investment with a partner. And I'm talking about love now, but also you can transpose that in, let's say, a business partnership situation. So it could also be investing with any kind of partner or collaborator. But for the Sagittarius in a relationship, there's also the theme of merging money with your partner, making an investment together, or a marriage or a contract together. And if we're not talking about love, there's also the possibility of having a business partner, making some form of contract, or contracting someone new, or making a contract for a new collaboration. So there's something along those lines happening for the Sagittariuses. And if you are looking at a new collaboration, professionally speaking, there's a possibility to generate more wealth, more money with Venus. So very positive, Sagittarius. June 6th is a very powerful portal of manifestation. And especially for you, Sag, with someone else. And if you are looking to also expand your clientele, if you do work with clients, it's a very good portal of opportunity to do so. And then on June 21st, we'll have a full moon in Capricorn in your second house of finances and resources. So for a lot of Sag, I see either the end of a revenue stream, the end of a specific job, a specific work, or a work project that is ending. So for some other Sagittarius, it could be the end of a specific financial situation. So money will likely change. Your financial situation will likely change, evolve. Maybe it's going to be even better because you're merging with someone else. Maybe you just move with someone else, for example, and your finances look a lot different, a lot better. So there's something along those lines. There's further Sag decision that could be coming up regarding the place of living, regarding how do you want to plan your finances, your money? How do you want to invest? How do you want to work? How do you want to separate your family time? Because we do have this T-square, this choice point with Neptune in your fourth house. So there's a lot of emphasis on, yes, relationship with the new moon, but also on what's your home situation, what's your family situation, what's your personal life looking like, and how do you want to invest your resources, your energy moving forward. And also there's likely a transformation happening with that Uranus in your sixth house being highlighted with this new moon. So a transformation of your day-to-day life, of your work also. So there's a lot of change coming for Sagittarius, and you'll have a lot of thinking to do about how do you want to reorganize this new life. Sophie, what do we have for June for our Sagittariuses?
Okay, interesting. I have a reverse and then an upright. This is the first time. So let's take that because it says trust. So I need to trust the process. We have it in the reverse and it says planning. So this month, it's not about being passive. It is about making plans, and it is about making sure that you are prepared for everything showing up. That means that you are basically more into the masculine energy of it. Let's take cards to just add to this, and we will see what is the main energy there. All right. It's asking you, I think for everybody had this kind of topic this month to step out of your comfort zone. And for you, it's not different. We do have this. So with the card of trust being reversed and the card of planning being upright, we have the Page of Swords, Eight of Cups, the Temperance. And just to have more layers, I had the Hierophant, the Knight of Swords, and the Eight of Swords. With all of this, the message for you guys for this month, it's basically change your tactic and I need to review my routine. I need to plan more. I need to make, maybe it's, I have done one way for too long. I need to do another way for maybe your diet, maybe your exercise, maybe your job, maybe, yeah, you mentioned job. So the day to day, basically reviewing what you fill your days with and what is working, what is not working. But it's asking you to step into action and planning mode big time. I don't have one, so I don't have tons of action. I don't have pentacles. I don't have tangible things yet, but it's really much into the planning of it so you can be in the action with the rest of summer, or naturally stepping into action naturally. But this month is more about mental swords energy, and it's where do you have this stagnant energy, and where can you just change that by reading books, listening videos, having other people advice. And that could be from a mentor, that could be from a teacher, that could be from any other person that you respect, their opinion, basically, and planning your life accordingly to this.
Wow, good advice. I love that. Let us know if that resonates in the chat or in the comments down below. If you're a Sagittarius sun, moon, rising, if you do feel like it makes sense for you, we want to know. And then let's move to our next sign, Capricorn. So for Capricorn, sun, moon, and rising. So first of all, let's look into our first new moon in Gemini on June 6th, which will be activating your 6th house of work and health. So for a lot of Capricorns, I feel like this month will be very centered around work for you. So on this new moon, there's an opportunity for a new work or a new work project to be happening in your life, because it's a new moon. So we're opening up a new experience. Also, another possibility, if you're not working, it could be a new routine or a new healthy routine with the 6th house. I'm not going to put too much emphasis on the health because Venus is there, and usually Venus likes to indulge a little bit more, but likely there's a new routine coming into your life. And I feel for most Capricorn, it's going to be work related. So there could be a new collaboration or a new collaborator coming into your life, because Venus is very relational in nature. There could be a new employee, a new contractor that you're doing business with. So I feel like that's going to be the case for most Capricorns. You can find definitely the right help at work at the right time, or have even more clients coming your way. So the 6th house is historically the house of servants. So it's a really good time to manifest the help you're looking for. Let's say you have a business, you want more employees, or you want qualified employees. It's the right time to find such a person, or to find the right type of help in your day-to-day life. Then on June 21st, we'll have a full moon in Capricorn in your sign, and that's going to fall, of course, in your 1st house. So this one will be very important for Capricorns because it's highlighting your relationship axis. So the sun will be now just moving after the solstice in your house of relationship, and the moon will be in your sign. So there will likely be a culmination of a personal project or a relational experience that will be highlighted around this time. There could be an important personal chapter closing out around the time of this full moon. And because we have a T-square to Neptune that's basically on your IC, so on a very pivotal point in your birth chart, there's likely an important decision to be made regarding your life, regarding your values, your place of living, your relationship. So it's highlighting very sensitive parts of your birth chart. So your 1st house, your relationship to others, your 7th, and then your values, your core, your family, your home, which is the 4th. So there's likely going to be a very important decision regarding your future, because your sign Capricorn likes to make plans for the long term, the future. So there will be important choices to make for you, and really take the time to think and look inwards, because we do have this Neptune planet being highlighted around this full moon, which can bring a lot of illusion, confusion if you look too much into the outer world. So really try to look inwards, try to spend time in meditation if you can, or in nature, which is another way to express Neptune. Try to look inwards in order to make the best decision possible for you. Sophie, what do we have for our Capricorns for the month of June?
Adventure.
Oh,
Interesting. Okay. You see adventure in your cards?
well, yeah, we could say that.
Empress. I'm impressed. Let's see what the cards has to say. Oh, okay. Wow. Well, I'm really glad the astrology is talking a lot about those value points. Now we have something really good showing up in the cards as well. We have a soulmate.
Oh,
And in between the card of the soulmate, just in between those two, wish fulfillment.
wow.
And
There's a lot of energy in the 7th house, like Gemini falls, well, in the 6th. No, I was looking at the 7th. No, sorry. After the solstice, the sun is going to be highlighting the 7th house of Cancer.
this is amazing because we do have the card of adventure. So that means that if you are looking for a new relationship, you need to go, yes, out of your comfort zone. That's the topic for every sign during the month of June. But we do have exciting things in the relationship. That means that if you're stuck in your day-to-day, and if you're not doing a lot of things and new things, you're going to be discovering a new world of options, new people, new food, maybe new music, new things, new activities, new places to visit, because this is a person that stepped into your life that is there to complement your life, because this is a soulmate. Not only do we have this wish fulfillment and this soulmate with the card of adventure, but the last card is the card of the world. So this is, for me, the reward. You get a partner as a reward. Apply how it fits, because if you are already in a relationship, this is a renewal. This is just a partnership that can also be not romantic. A soulmate doesn't have to be romantic. You can find a perfect partner for travel. You can find a perfect partner to do activities. This is maybe your card of adventure. This is getting out of your day-to-day, and it's a reward. I'm saying that over and over again because you need to be in gratitude when this person or this thing is showing up. I'm saying thing because if you have this person already, it could be a renewal, and this renewal is your gift. It is your reward. So overall, this month of June, accept and welcome this energy that wants to come in your life, that is in a form of soulmates. It could be, for some of you, a fur baby. It could be a partner in business. It could be a partner in life. It could be also a friend that is showing up. But it is a soulmate. It is what you have tried to manifest. And we do have this as a reward. And it's going to open doors to a lot of new things. So welcome all of this, and don't try to block and to be on the brakes,
I love that, Capricorn. Open up. Thank you, Sophie. And let us know if that resonates with you. I know Capricorns have been going through a lot with Pluto in your sign for a long time. So let us know if that resonates. And welcome new energy. Now let's talk about Aquarius. So let's first talk about the new moon in Gemini on June 6th, activating your 5th house of life enjoyment, love, romance, and children. So you're going to be very happy to learn that this new moon is very magical for everybody, but especially when it falls and it activates your 5th house. For a lot of Aquarians, it could be opening up a new romantic phase in your life. So either if you are single, you could be meeting someone new with that Venus being exactly conjunct this new moon. Or if you are already in a relationship, that could mean enjoying time with your partner, going on a vacation, going to nice restaurants, going out. So Gemini is all about movement. So being social, also having like social events, enjoying meeting new people. but you're going to be able to really enjoy relationships with people you love, and also this general enjoyment of life. And also, I feel like Aquarians are going to feel very inspired. You can have new ideas coming in. Fifth house is all about being creative, and Venus is highly creative as well. Through also taking some time off, chatting with your friends, you can have really like moments of epiphany, of like aha moments of, oh yeah, I want to do that. I want to start this new creative project. Or also, it could be launching a new business, launching a new brand, launching something new that is creative in nature. The fifth house is anything that you birth through your original creation. But that's happening because you're enjoying your life, you're recharging your battery. And also, you can have some financial luck with this new idea, because Venus is also a financial planet, as plus being a relationship planet. So enjoy life with the people you love. That's the message you hear for Aquarians for the new moon on June 6th. And then on June 21st, we're going to have the full moon in Capricorn, and this one is going to be falling in your 12th house. This one is going to be a bit more challenging. The 12th house in nature is a bit more challenging because it talks about endings. It talks about also completing a karmic cycle. So a lot of Aquarians could be seeing a karmic experience ending around this time. It could also be the end of a career chapter because it's in Capricorn. There's a phase in your life ending regarding your relationship to authority, also Capricorn. So you could be not anymore looking outwardly to find this figure of authority. You could be becoming your own authority. So that's one way this could play out. For the Aquarians, it could also be an important financial decision that needs to be made around this time, because we have this T-square to Neptune in your second house of finances and resources. So there could be an important decision needed to be made. There's likely going to be lots of intensity because one, it's a full moon. Second, it's T-squaring Neptune in Pisces, so highly emotional. And then it's happening in a 12th house. So something could be ending, bringing, or just, let's say, bringing up a lot of emotions from the past. So just be mindful of that. It's not necessarily connected to something you're living in the present moment. It could be something you've buried down and coming up around this time. So try to rest if you do feel the need to do so. Try to recharge and do more, let's say, things that, let's say, how do you say it, inspire you, recharge you with the fifth house, that are joyful, that are creative. And both the fifth house and the 12th house, which are activated this month for you, are highly creative. So if you can find some creative outlet, that's going to be an amazing way to channel these energies. So Sophie, what do we have for our Aquarians for the month of June?
Life force energy.
I love that.
It's funny because with this and what you just said, it feels like you're getting a big detox of your life force. And this could be just little, if you're feeling bad, like I said, it's saying that you have buried, but it's going away. So let's take cards, because your life force is very powerful with that lion behind this guy. It's very, very powerful. So let's look at the tarot cards. Six of Wands.
Yay.
Very, very powerful. Seven of Pentacles, the Temperance, and underneath the deck we have the Empress. So let me just show it to you. Six of Wands and Seven of Pentacles, Temperance, and the Empress. So yes, absolutely. The art is really, really what you need to do this month. So if you're saying, well, I'm really bad at any type of art, you don't have to be good. You just have to find your own way. And it's okay to be bad. So if you like to sing in the shower, sing in the shower. If you like to color and you are crossing lines, that will be it. And I'm a Virgo, so I mean, perfection is important. But in art, you need to have some kind of outlet where you allow yourself to not be perfect, and this is okay to not be not be good at something that you try for the first time. It's okay, but you need to be creative. So do it in secret, but do it. Your life force is asking you also to review how you eat, what you watch, what people are around you, basically what any energy is interfering with you, because you are changing vibration and you're leaving behind tons of bad stuff. This is a card for me of eating more organic. So watch what you eat just for a moment, at least for 21 days. Just do some kind of detox. I'm hearing maybe try to look into the alkaline for some reason for you, and just see what resonates with your body, with your mind, with your intuition on this. But I'm sensing that you can gain a lot of strength in your intuition, mentality, like just how you are thinking about everything, in your emotions and your physical strength for the next months. And this is a month where you recharge completely and you just build this strength really, really big so you can face anything else. So basically becoming a tank, which we had the card earlier with the Leo. And this is my favorite tank right there, Julie. So if you want to become that kind of a tank where nothing can take you down, this is your month, Aquarius.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. And let us know, if Aquarians, how you're feeling about that, and also how you're feeling with Pluto, who just entered your sign not so long ago this year. And you're probably starting to acclimatize to this energy. So I feel like it's going to be a beautiful month for you. Okay, our next sign, the last one, nonetheless, our beautiful Pisces. So let's talk about you guys, and let's start with the new moon in Gemini on June 6th, which is going to activate your 4th house of home and family. So Jupiter just arrived there in your 4th house, so there's a lot of emphasis there. And there's this new moon conjuncting exactly Venus, so a really beautiful energy. So for a lot of Pisces, I feel like there is a new living situation, or maybe even a new place of living. Some Pisces can even move in with someone, because we have this Venus, which represents the partner, but also can represent an individual, someone you love. It could also represent decorating. Venus is highly artistic, so it could be, let's say, feng shui in your home. I'm trying to make it into a verb. So also you can like decorate, ask a decorator to come into your home to help you with that, if that makes sense. So Venus is very creative, but also it kind of talks about love and relationships. So for some Pisces, if you are single, that can mean a new relationship as well. The 4th house is your personal life. So bringing someone into your close circle. It could also be a close friend, a new close friend. The 4th house is anybody that is in your really close periphery as far as relationships. And if you are already in a relationship, it can mean doing something, investing with a partner, or having something new at home that makes you enjoy even more love. It could be beauty, art, all those sorts of things. Or it could be another way we could see that for Pisces is a new project from home, because Venus is also a financial planet. So there could be an endeavor that you start from home that it could be a new revenue stream, a new possible revenue stream. So starting a new work from home, for example, a new project from home. So that's for the new moon in Gemini. So very, very lucky time and important time, because it's also falling in one of the important houses in astrology. So do mark this date, June 6th, in your calendar, Pisces. And then on June 21st, we have, did you want to say something, Sophie?
No.
Oh, okay. I heard something, so it's probably in your periphery.
Sorry.
No problem. So on June 21st, we have a full moon in Capricorn in your 11th house. So right here. And so for you, Pisces, it could be the completion of a project that has to do with social media, with a specific network, with friends. So there's something coming to an end. Another way we could see it for some Pisces is there is a potential of a friendship to end also, or it could be having a decision to make regarding your personal direction, because it's making a T-square to Neptune in your first house, in your sign, in the very last degree of your own sign. So you might have like a decision to make regarding where do you want to go next. And the 11th house is all about your big dreams, what you wish to fulfill, what you want to be recognized for in the public. How do you want people to see you? What do you want to achieve as of like a long-term type of dreams project? So it's very much centered on what you want to achieve. And we have this choice point in your first house, Neptune, which has two sides, but of course it's a T-square, so it's making a lot of tension. So it could be bringing some fog, some confusion. So just be mindful of that. But the highest frequency of Neptune is allowing you to be really creative. So could also be a creative project coming to a culmination. There's also this possibility of having a reality check, because Neptune sometimes can let's say, make us go outside of reality in other dimensions. But with this tension, it's like bringing us back on what is the reality with whatever we're working on. So on the good side, it could be bringing you some new ideas. Just make sure they are rooted in reality, because it's also making that T-square. So you could be also simultaneously in other dimensions. But on the flip side of things, the 11th house is a very positive house to have this full moon in. So there could be definitely a completion of social energy, social media project energy. Very creative for you, Pisces. Sophie, what do we have for our beautiful Pisces for the month of June?
Let's see. Higher consciousness, and the card underneath the deck is love. Interesting. So we can be receiving a lot of download and the very high vibrational form. It's interesting because this is the card of the high consciousness, but we have this dome, this big bubble there, and the Pisces are often really in their own bubble. So I'm seeing this as a protection for this month of June with the Pisces, because we do have the high vibrational and we do have this bubble. I'm seeing this as a protection. So I'm seeing this as a very good sign that you are going to be able to stay in a higher vibrational for this month. Let's see what is showing up in your cards. Ace of Wands, Three of Wands, and Knight of Pentacles. Yes, oh my God, you're really in your own bubble. That is very, very clear with those cards. The Hierophant, your protection bubble. The Eight of Swords, your own bubble, and we have you in the bubble right there with the card of the Wheel of Fortune. So Pisces, this month, yes, it talks about a new project that you can start, a new job that you can start, something tangible that you can really put time and effort and energy in it. It could be a new passion, a new project in terms of you discover that you want to learn about this, or you want to learn about this, and this is your new project. Doesn't have to be just job related. Could be in your free time as well. Could be gardening as well with this. But it's something that you have been thinking for quite a while, and that you are now seeing coming closer to reality this month of June. So we do have a lot of protection around you to be able to free your energy and free your vitality to be able to put into reality this thing that you really wanted to do for quite a while. The fact that we have this huge bubble around you normally would concern me, because Pisces, if they're left in their own bubble for too long, you're laughing, Julia. Go ahead, say what you have to say.
No, no, go ahead. I'll let you finish. I'll comment later.
She's probably laughing because I'm in my own bubble, being a huge Pisces rising. It's okay. Yeah, Pisces, if we're left in her own bubble for too long, it's really bad. It's really toxic for most of us, because we're losing the 3D touch. We're losing the vision of what is real, what is not real. But with this, I wouldn't, like I said, I would normally be concerned, but with this, it is for something 3D that we have this bubble. So it's temporary. That's why I'm not concerned for this month of June for the Pisces energy being their own bubble of protection.
I love that. And I feel like it's going to be a big month since Neptune is your planet and it's highlighted in your sign for the full moon. So try to channel it in the higher frequency possible, which I know Pisces know how to do that. Be creative, connect with your higher self. So yeah, and my beautiful Pisces rising sister here definitely knows how to channel this energy, doing this important work that she does, channeling energy for all of you. And talking about that, if you are still watching, thank you for being here, first of all. And second of all, if you are interested into booking a one-on-one personal reading with this amazing Oracle tarot reader, Sophie, you can use Jupiter as your code for 10% off your next reading. Either if you are interested into the tarot reading, if you have specific question regarding very practical areas of your life, or if you are looking into a past lives reading, trying to, let's say, what do we want to say? What's the word? Oh my God, my words are leaving. So I'm just going to leave it at that. If you are looking to resolve, that's the word I was looking for, resolve issues from past lives or bring back gifts from past lives, you are looking at the past lives reading. So if you are still watching, please don't forget to give us a like. It really helps us and it helps the algorithm here on YouTube and Rumble into, let's say, spreading this video as far wide as we can. Thank you so much, Sophie, for all your beautiful wisdom and channelings. And thank you, everybody, for being here with us, and see you very soon. We love you. Sending you much love.